Alright guys, how's it going? So today I want to speak about a mindset shift that I've had that I think can help you out too. And it's simply just about putting too much pressure on ourselves for seemingly no reason. Um, Recently, I have always kind of been like an uptight person. Always like, should be doing something, should be working, should be honestly just stressing all the time. And I came to the realization, actually, because of the gym, that I was simply just putting too much pressure on myself, and that if I remove the pressure in my head, then I remove the stress, I remove the feeling of burnout, and I create a lot more enjoyment. So, a really good example of this, and the thing that made me realize was um, training in the gym. I really got to a point where I couldn't be bothered going to the gym. I wasn't very eager. I wasn't really excited to go work out, which like isn't typically me. And I realized after essentially weeks of trying to like think about why was I not enjoying the gym, it was because I was following a program. I was tracking all my weights. I was tracking my reps, and I was progressing every single week. It got to a point where I was on that training program, and I'd been doing it for so long that it was genuinely extremely hard to progress because I had put so much effort in prior, and because the amount of progression I had done already. For me to go into the gym, it would take a tremendous amount of effort to increase the weights or to do more reps. And it meant that then I really wasn't looking forward to working out because I knew that my workouts were going to be really tiring. They're going to take a lot of effort. They're going to take a lot of mental resilience. They were going to be painful. And I realised that, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just remove that pressure. I've got the training program there. If I want to go back to it, I can. However, let's stop worrying about the weights. If I want to change the rep range, I can. If I want to change the exercises, sometimes I can. Let's just go into the gym and do what I enjoy. Like, let's just have fun when I'm there, and not worrying about, oh well, I didn't beat what I did last week. In doing that, I actually removed a lot of the anxiety from the gym, and I was able, and have been able for the last like month and a bit, to actually really look forward to training. I push hard when I feel like pushing hard, and on the days that I don't really feel like doing like really heavy, intense stuff, I just don't. I go lighter, a higher volume, train to failure, but like volume training. That's totally fine. I found what works, and that has removed a lot of the pressure from working out for me. And yeah, some days I put in my headphones, sipping on my Monster, driving to the gym, feeling phenomenal, ready for war. Yeah, those days I'll push extremely hard, but you've got to know when to give and when to take back, when to push, when to pull. And like another one I found myself doing is sleep. Now I know how important sleep is for my recovery, for muscle building, and I find it really important. Obviously, everyone should. If there was going to be a reason that I was staying up past my bedtime, something out of my control, I found myself getting really stressed, really anxious, really uptight, and kind of like moody. All this meant was that when I actually got into bed, maybe it was half an hour late, whatever, I couldn't switch off because I was so fired up from being annoyed about I'm not in bed when I need to be in bed. The solution to that is, you know what? Just chill out. The sleep you'll get is the amount of sleep you'll get, and you would rather have a good quality 6 or 7 hours than a poor quality 6 or 7 hours. So just relax. So for me, a form of stress management is simply just not letting stress annoy you. Like in these situations where you have a opportunity where you could get riled up, and you could get stressed, you could get anxious, like what is the point in doing that? Because all it is doing is negatively affecting you, and it's taking enjoyment away from things that probably could be enjoyable. Another one I found myself doing was like nutrition. So there are times where cravings occur, right? And I would push my cravings, suppress them, distract myself, focus on clean eating, hit my macros, be perfect. Focus on that. You should focus on that because you're messing up if you're not. And then we get to the point where you suppress those cravings for so many days that then you blow up, you explode, you overindulge, you get a takeaway, or you raid the cupboards or something like that, just because you've got that craving. Instead, what I've been doing is like, okay, you've got a craving. It's real, it's something that's there, it's something that's human. Allow yourself that craving so that it doesn't grow arms and legs and become something much greater than it needs to be. And that is a healthy mentality. You're now not getting stressed out that you're having these cravings. You're now not getting stressed out that you fucked up, you overindulged. Now it's like, okay, yeah, I actually made that craving work in my macros and like everything's okay. I've got rid of the craving and now we'll hustle on. We're good. So there is so many times in life where the reason that we procrastinate doing something is literally because the built up pressure in our head, the amount of weight we put on our shoulders for no reason, the stress, the anxiety of doing the thing. And it's like, I have just stopped trying to do that. Even in like other senses of life, like work. Sometimes you're just tired and you're kind of not feeling it and like you're not in the right mindset. Okay, you know what, I'm maybe just going to do like the easier tasks today. I'll maybe focus on what I do enjoy more when I'm working, and I'll save the kind of harder stuff for maybe another day, or the brain heavy stuff for another day. Or you know what, I'll do what I need to do now, I'll go a walk, I'll get an energy drink, I'll see how I feel after that, and then I'll go hard. Or, you know what, this is going to be really, really intense, I've got a task that needs to be done, let's just go for 45 minutes. If I can do 45 minutes in this task, I'm going to be happy. Instead of what tends to happen is you think, oh, I've got to go answer those emails, that's going to take 3 hours, or that's going to take so long to complete that task. And actually, it doesn't. So just be like, okay, I'll do it for half an hour, I'll do it for 45 minutes. And usually you actually get the task done in the amount of time that you've set, instead of procrastinating it, putting it off, and then taking longer than it should because you're fucking around on your phone or something like that. So I have simply just focused on reducing the pressure that I put on everything. And truthfully, what that has done is lowered my stress levels drastically. And it now means that, one, I'm enjoying things more, but also that can only be a positive for muscle building, for physique, for recovery, because if you've got less cortisol, less stress, you're enjoying things more, then that's the whole point of recovery. So, like, I know it sounds dumb, and this is probably something that, like, me telling you, you might not fully appreciate until you then do it. It's one of those things, like, you can be told a million times when you're growing up as a kid, don't drink alcohol, but then it takes one bad experience of you having alcohol to be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to drink alcohol. But genuinely, the biggest form of stress management, I think, is literally just not letting things stress you out by being super logical. Like, if you're stuck in traffic, you could sit there and get super annoyed, super red, start cursing people off, doing middle fingers, whatever. Or you just be like, you know what, I'm just going to put on a podcast and chill out and use this opportunity to listen to that thing I really wanted to listen to. So I think, like, health and fitness really correlates to everything else in lifestyle. And if it wasn't for the health and fitness thing, if it wasn't for me realising that I was putting a lot of pressure on myself for the gym, I wouldn't have found out that I do this and everything else that I do. So enjoy the ride. Like, try and enjoy everything you do. You can reformat it in your brain. You can start thinking more elevated and enjoy doing these elevated things. So I hope this has helped in some way, because enjoy the process. Love the lifestyle. Be yourself. And things don't feel like a chore. They feel good. You feel positive. Eating good, healthy food makes you feel good. Working out makes you feel good. Taking care of yourself makes you feel good. So don't make it feel like a chore just because of the amount of pressure you are putting on yourself to do well in these things or to be a perfectionist. Have a phenomenal day. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.